Today we're making 3 big ol' cauldrons of chili from 3 of YouTube's most popular chefs. Now, each of these guys has made a name for themselves on the internet. They all have their own cooking styles, thought processes, and vibes, and people love them for different reasons. But today we're gonna push that love down deep within our consciousness and pit them against each other to see which one of these blokes makes the best dang bowl of chili on the internet. Then at the end of the video, we're gonna fuse all of these different bowls of chilies together to create the ultimate Frankenchili. In typical fashion, let's begin with the most complicated bowl. Matty Matheson is the YouTube chef version of that cooler older cousin who knew all the underground punk bands and had the dopest stash of fireworks. Crazy antics and neck tats aside, the dude is a bona fide chef who has been cooking professionally since he was a young lad. He opened his first restaurant in Toronto and still runs a few spots in Canada, I believe, but once Vice got their hipster hands on him, it was GG. The cooking world would never be the same. Now, the Big Dog style is just that. Big, punchy, bold, and unapologetically maximalist. Matty, if you're watching this, which you're certainly not, let's hang out. I will buy you a beer. Or I think you're sober, so I will buy you a Slurpee? What's a good bev?
Chocolate milk.
Let me buy you chocolate milk. I'll bring the chili, and you can teach me how to kickflip. So this is Matty's veggie flavor base here. There's a lot of stuff in here. He calls it his sofrito. It's kind of what it is. Instead of adding, chopped onion, celery, and carrots and sauteing them, he just takes everything and blends it down into a puree. It's actually a cool and interesting technique I've never seen used in chili. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'll leave links to the original videos below too, so you can check those out. But all we gotta do now is blitz this up. We're just gonna pop all this in the blender. Of course, I'm gonna get it all over the floor. I wonder if I can get all this in. Oh. It's all right. We'll start with half. The cool thing is vegetables are made of mostly water, so this is just gonna break right down. Now we'll add the other half of the veg. It smells great. So Frito done, let's brown some beef and pork. Matty's beefs and porks. To me, this is what makes Matty's chili unique. We have some bone-in product and ground product. We have our beef short ribs, our pork ribs, ground beef, and ground pork. So very meaty, like I said, very maximalist. All we gotta do is kind of put these in there, give them some color, brown them off nicely. Then we're gonna take them out and add them to our chili later. With the short ribs here, I'm leaving them whole because that's what he seemed to do in his video, but you could cut these kind of like by the bone here and kind of make them a little more easy to eat. When you pull them out from the chili, they're gonna be one little piece that you can eat off the bone rather than a huge strip. For the pork ribs, you're just gonna eat those right off the bone, baby. It's really important that we give all this stuff good color because remember, brown food is flavorful food. Really take your time here and make sure to get color on your meats. Will you open that window? So here we got our shorties, the ground pork and beef nice and browned off, which we'll break up in the chili, and our ribs. Beautiful. But we still have flavor to harvest. Just gonna deglaze with some of this beer. We'll let that reduce down a tiny bit. Don't look at me, look at. So we have our wonderful deglazed fond flavor juice. We're gonna set this aside and get going on the chili, the sofrito part. Into a big old Dutch boy. We're going in with some olive oil and our sofrito vegetable mix. Chili smoothie. We're just gonna toast that off a bit. We just wanna bring this to a low simmer and kind of just toast it off a bit, stir it around so it doesn't burn. Blip blop. Just gonna cook out some of that water. Now we're gonna add in our spices. Got a whole lot of stuff here. Just gonna stir that around. They're gonna kind of bloom and wake up within that sofrito. We're gonna go in with some tomato paste, a little more beer. Let that beer cook out just a little bit. Then we'll go in with our tomato puree. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh! Take some of that blip to the eye, you're some beef stock. I'll cool things down. Some of the jus from that reduction from the meat. A cup of H2O. We're just gonna stir that all up. Nice, nice, nice. This will reduce over time and thicken up a bit, but not before we add in all of the meats. We got our short ribs, we got our pork ribs, and we got our ground pork, which I'll continue to stir. Ooh, forgot a short rib. And we got our ground beef. Oh yeah. For the final touches, we got some bay leaf, a dash of Gerber sauce, and some good old hot sauce to taste. He used Tabasco in his video, so that's what I'm using. Now we just slosh that around. Look at that, chili robusto. As this cooks down, this will reduce, it will develop flavor. I'll keep stirring it so the ground meat crumbles in better. And I mean, this thing is laden with meat. This is such a Matty chili. I don't know the guy, but it makes sense. Now we're just gonna pop the lid on, slightly ajar, and put this on the back burner to simmer for about 2 hours. Brian Lagerstrom is an ex-cook turned content creator, and let me tell you, he's got some of the cleanest videos on the internet. So Brian cut his teeth in restaurants, actually right here in Chicago, I believe. Like so many others, his channel really took off during the pandemic. Only, I don't know, this dude's work has stood the test of time. If you watch his videos, they're crispy, they're neat, they're very well done, well filmed. His thumbnails are... Now, Brian certainly has prowess in the savory department and with bread, but can the dude make a solid bowl of chili? Let's find out. Brian's protein chooses beef short ribs. So these are boneless. I cut these off of the short rib themselves to make these beautiful little chunks, and I put them in the freezer to solidify a little bit so they're easier to process in the food processor. So all we're gonna do now is kind of make our own little custom beef situation by processing them. We're gonna start with about half. That looks properly chunkified to me. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that. Before you know it, we got ourselves some freshly ground beef shorties. A couple chunks in there, that's okay. That'll be nice texture. So this is a really cool technique that Brian does. He puts all of his ground meat on a sheet tray like this. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. And this is going to go right under the broiler so that this gets uniformly brown, and it's a lot cleaner than doing it in the pan too. You know, you don't get the grease spurts all over the place. You don't burn your hand like you do when you're cooking a certain someone's chili. Into the broiler. Top rack. All right. Boom, boom, bam. And we just cook those until everything again is brown. Ooh, look at that. How easy was that? I got gloves under these, don't worry, I'm not an animal. We're just gonna crumble this beef up, and that's gonna be our ground beef for the chili. Love it. Kind of still get to keep some of those juices and the fat that's rendered. I'm gonna leave that not super crumbly. I'm gonna keep some chunks in it, give it some texture. Beautiful. All right, beef done, we gotta make the puree. Ow. All right, so for Brian, I love this. He uses real chilies. I do this in my chili too. So on this board here, we have some toasted, dried chilies. We have guajillo, we have chili ancho, and pasilla. So I toasted these in the oven, like I said. They've had a little bit of time to cool. I'm just gonna break them in half. Look how easy that is. And all those seeds come right out. You can keep some seeds in if you want some extra spice, but I like to work with them like this. So for everything, pop the top, seeds come out. And you just rinse and repeat for all the seeds pretty much. It's okay if you get some seeds in there, like I said, it'll just add a little extra spice. I don't mind it. Boom, our chilies ready to go in. We're gonna go in with all those dried chilies. And some beef stock. Now we're gonna cover that up and blitz until smooth. That looks puree-y enough to me. All right, dang, look how rich that is, dude. Can you see in there with those big, beautiful eyes of yours? It's like the beginning of mole, kinda. Man, we can do so much delicious stuff with this, but this is going right into the chili, which we are going to make now. Dutch oven over medium heat. Gonna go in with some olive oil. Now we're gonna go in with the red onion and poblano pepper. Little pinch of kosher, and now we sweat this down. Oh yeah. I like this simple, just onions and pepper. No carrots, no celery right now. Very like Mexican almost, Southwest I should say. Now we're gonna go in with some garlic, chopped up, and all of Brian's spices, which most notably includes cacao powder, again, very mole-like. So we're gonna stir that in, toast those spices in the oil and the vegetable aromatics. Look at that, already so dark and rich looking. This doesn't take long, just keep moving them, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. That cacao powder is unsweetened BT dubs, so it's just kind of this nice savory flavor that plays well with chilies. We're just gonna deglaze the little beef stock that I reserved. Scrape those toasted spices off the bottom. Oh yeah. Look at that already. Dang. Now it's in with diced tomatoes. Whoa. Crushed tomatoes. And all that delicious rich chili puree. Then lastly, all the ground beef in its jus. Now we mix. Look at that color already, man. I know I keep saying that, but I love this. Beautiful chili. Glossy, dark, rich looking. Got the chunks of ground beef in there. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna pop that lid on and put this in an oven for an hour and a half at 275 Fahrenheit. I like this again, keeps your stove and your range free. Set it and forget it type vibes. So we have to finish that chili a little later, but in the meantime, let's move on. Cowboy Kent Rollins is YouTube's favorite cowboy. Is that a fact? No. I haven't really gone down the cowboy rabbit hole yet, but as of now, as of the recording of this video, he's my favorite cowboy. I don't know, Woody's pretty dope too. There's other cool cowboys out there. He's a great guy, I think. Now, Kent is all about cast iron, live fire cooking, and enjoying life out on the open range. The dude has killer style. He's always rocking a cowboy hat. He really does look the part. Great accent. Seems like a chill hang. Shout out Kent. This dude is the physical embodiment of a cold beer, an eagle caw, and freedom. Yeah, freedom. My type of guy. Now Kent's hat game is certainly on point, but can the man make a solid bowl of chili? We'll see about that. Cowboy Kent's chili starts in a cast iron pot. Go figure. We're gonna go in with our ground beef, 2 pounds. Whoop. A little kosher salt. Let that brown off a tiny bit. Give that a flip. And we'll start mashing away. A little more salt. A lot of beef in there. All right, our beef is nice and dark. He doesn't really go ahead and brown it too much, and the liquid will actually help us with the next step. Now we're just gonna add in our onions, a little pinch of salt, and sweat these down with the beef. Gonna stir this around. Interesting way of doing things, but in theory, the fat and some of the moisture from the beef should help sweat these onions nicely. I like how simple this recipe is. You'll see in a second. Bare bones, outdoor cooking. We're gonna go in with our diced rotel, green chili, and tomatoes. These are rotel. This is the can, just 1 can's worth of water. Classic stuff. A can of tomato sauce. This has tomatoes and other stuff and seasonings in it too. Some garlic. Some spices, these are Kent spices. Then we're gonna go in with some kidney beans, drain, and this stuff here. So Cowboy Kent has his own line of products, and one of those products is this chipotle chili pepper sort of mash relish. I actually ordered some about a week ago, but as is life, sometimes things don't go your way, and it didn't come in time. But he said for years before he made his own relish, he used these good old chipotle peppers in adobo, which I personally love. Smoky, spicy, flavorful. They're gonna darken the chili up. So we're gonna add that in. But when I finally do get his relish come in the mail, I'm gonna give that away on the Discord and the Patreon, so come on over there if you're not already. Just gonna add in the can of Chipotle's and adobo, and as this simmers, I'm gonna break these chili peppers up a bit. Very nice. They'll soften. So like I said, minimal steps for this recipe. You're just adding everything to a pot. This is what I like to call dad chili, right? It is the easiest way, and it's flavorful and delicious, or that remains to be seen. But in theory, all these ingredients, man, you know, I like it. Mash those chilies up a bit. Oh yeah. So this is gonna go on the hob on low for about 45 minutes. But we're not done yet. We still gotta finish some of these chilies. All right, let's check on Brian's John. Hey, yeah. That looks like a proper chili. Excellent. So now we can just add the remaining ingredients before we finish this thing off. In with our pinto beans, perfectly cooked and tender. A little bit of the bean cooking liquid, help thicken things up. Some brown shugs, apple cider vinegar. Love that acidic punch, good idea. This thing needs it. A dash of McDerber sauce, and a few dashes of hot sauce, good old Tabasco again. Now we mix that around, not too harshly. We don't want to break those beans, so nice and gently. Now we're gonna pop this thing in the oven on 325 Fahrenheit with the lid off. It's gonna reduce a little bit, continue to cook, 45 more minutes. All right, look at that. All of that fat on the top, but look at this. Woo-wee. Yacht dang. That's what chili should look like, people. It's wonderful, wonderful, I say. Brian's chili dunzo. We just gotta do one last thing to Matty's. Oh, interesting. All right, let's give this thing a stir. All that bone-in meat, those ribs and short ribs with the ground meat. I mean, the texture's looking definitely a little more liquidy than the other two, but not in like a bad way, almost kind of like a Cincinnati chili vibe. We just gotta finish this off with our kidney beans. Very nice. We're gonna stir those in. It's interesting that all of our chilies have beans in them today. You know, Texas style doesn't have beans. If you've seen that, my other chili video, we cover all the different styles of chilies and where they come from and sort of the history. So if you're a chili lover, I recommend that video. But yeah, boom, that's it. Matty's chili. Done. Matty's chili. We're gonna go in with some cheddar cheese, yellow cheddar, some cilantro, some green onion, scallion. Very interesting, some grated onion, white onion, and of course a dollop of sour cream. Matty's chili. Brian's chili. We're going in with some tortilla chips. I like it, I like it. Some white cheddar cheese, not yellow, white. Some green onion. And a good old dollop of sour cream. Brian's chili. Cowboy Kent's chili. We're gonna hit it with some oyster crackers, a little yellow cheddar cheese, scallions, aka green onions. He explicitly says no sour cream. Interesting. And white onion, just diced up. Cowboy Kent's chili. The time has come. It is TTT. Time to taste. All right, we got three pretty incredible bowls of chile in front of us here. We got Matty's, Bry Guys, and Cowboy Kent's. I think I'll start in the order in which we made these. We'll go with Matty's first, all right? Check this out here. Cheddar cheese, the cilantro, His is definitely more Cincinnati-like, meaning it's a little more like kind of almost like a ragu in a way. I'm gonna taste the chili on its own. Interesting. I like it. It almost tastes more like vegetal than a lot of other chilies I've had. I mean, that's because you saw that sofrito, right? Those vegetables just had time to cook down, release their juices and that flavor. Pretty good. Check this out. We got a whole rib in this John. Yum. Chili soaked rib. And for that, we also have the short rib, which kind of came off the bone. Gotta try that. Very meaty and very good. Grated onion is interesting. I think I prefer my onion diced, but you know. All right, moving down the line. Brian's chili. Look at how beautiful. I say it all video. You're probably super annoyed, but that color is just supreme. It's like a rich chocolate. It smells so good. Reminds me a bit of the chili that I make. It's really good. I love those actual chilies pureed in there. That cacao plays such a nice like roll too and bounces off the chili as well. And the chip addition, it's a fun way to add texture. I like it. And it kind of keeps the sort of like Mexican, Southwestern American theme going. Sorry, I'm gonna chew. You hear that? Chili. I'm a chili guy. Wouldn't be a chili video without some good old indigestion. It's about as American as it gets. Moving on to Cowboy Kent's. This has got to be the simplest recipe on the docket today. You can see that right there. That's what I like to call dad chili, right? Smoky. Those chipotles, that whole can of chipotles and adobo really did have that smoke. That tastes maybe like the most nostalgic version of chili. Again, I say dad chili, I'm saying that endearingly. It's bare bones, it's simple, it's delicious. You throw stuff in a pot, boom, it comes out delicious. That's kind of what chili's all about at the end of the day too. But it is fun, making chili as good as possible too. Nothing wrong with that, tasty. Those chipotles. I also, come on, who doesn't love an oyster cracker in their chili, dude? Down home cooking. This is tough, I'm gonna have to go back. Wow, have I ever done this before? I don't know. This is tough, this is difficult. We gotta rank these things. Okay, so we gotta rank these. It's always a difficult task, but today is weirdly like a little bit more difficult than normal, I would say, or at least on average. All right, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, first, second, third place, gold, silver, and bronze. We're gonna start with the bronze, third place. Last place, but on this strong board that's still not even the worst thing ever, right? You're still on the podium by default, but still. It's gonna have to be Cowboy Kent. Okay, I've said this ad nauseum at this point. This is the simplest chili on the docket. It's easy to make. You throw things in a pot and it works, but guess what? It's still really, really good. And I like his little hack of throwing in the chipotles and adobo. If you make chili like this, or maybe your dad makes chili like this, sneak a can of the chipotles in it, and it's really gonna elevate it. He's known for his cast iron cooking out on the range and open fire and stuff, and you know, this is exactly what I'd want to eat on a camp out, so. Third place, yes, still delicious. The silver and the gold, first and second place. We'll start with the silver, second place. In second place, it's gonna be have to be Matty Matheson. Okay, this chili is maybe the most unique chili I've ever made, which is saying a lot because I've made a lot of chili.
I'm a chili guy.
I have like a lot of chili videos. I make a lot of chili. We love chili. Midwest bois. Chili is life. Chunky, bone-in pieces of meat in the chili, I don't hate. However, most of the time when you're eating chili, you're using a spoon, and it might kind of be a mess to get your hands in there and kind of go for that rib or go for those short ribs. Not for me, because I'm a garbage man. I'm a garbage person. I'm a booger kid, messy guy, but all in all, it could be kind of annoying for the average person, but I don't really necessarily dock points off for like how you eat it, even though it is important. It almost tastes like an Indian curry to me in a way because of that sofrito, right? We're taking all those vegetables, the herbs, the peppers, kind of blending it into a puree, and when you cook it down, it's almost like, especially with all those spices in it, it kind of is like a curry, and it kind of tastes like it too, and it kind of eats like it as well, especially with the bone-in meat. I like the difference between the bone-in and the ground meat too. Very delicious. And you know, when Matty does it, when Matty makes recipes, he goes big and all in, and that's what this chili is. Very flavorful, very delicious. However, That leaves us with the gold, the 1 slot in first place. Brian Lagerstrom. Give it up for Brian guy. Give it up for Brian guy. Brian's won before, right? Yeah, but dude, this is like his 2nd or 3rd, I think. Hey, I don't know the man. Seems like a great bloke. This is just the facts. His chili is fantastic. I mean, I'm gonna try not to say, I have to say it. The color, insane. It's probably one of the best chili colors I've ever seen in my life. I love the kind of like the southwestern nod with the chili puree. The beef stock, it's very beefy. You have all that ground beef that you use, that cool technique to brown off. And the toppings are minimal, just some cheese, crackers for that crunch, and then of course the green onion garnish. I love beans in my chili. This is kind of like, almost like a Texas style chili, but with beans, and I like that. So, you know, if you don't like beans in your chili, maybe this wouldn't be for you, but I so happen to be a bean man, bean boy. I also really like the white cheddar. Not that that really like throws the biggest flavor difference in the mix, but it's a cool look. So, Brian, congratulations. Chili champion, Brian Lagerstrom. I'm gonna be eating chili for like 2 years. Believe it or not, this isn't the most amount of chili we've ever made on the channel in one day. We have to do it. The time has come. We're going to take all of the chilies today and put them into this here little cute innocent red bowl. I'm sorry, bowl. Frankenchili. Just a little hot sauce. I think I'll use the rib. I mean, how could the suicide chili be bad? It's actually pretty good. Suicide chili. It's so gnarly. The sour cream just is insane. We're one step away from just throwing this in the blender. I mean, how could it be bad, but maybe a little less sour cream? I see a sour creamless spot. Yo, scrap the video. I think you just make every single one of their chilies and put it in one. You're gonna be happy. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you so much for watching until the end here. I had a nice chili-filled day with you. I'm going to be full for 7.5 weeks, exactly. If you like the video, like the video. If you're new to the Chan, subscribe to the Chansky. If you're not new to the Chansky, welcome back. Best way to support us is over on the Grocery Fund, aka the Patreon. Helps us stir the chili, put the dollop of daisy on top, and then sit on the chili. But if you can't financially support, that's totally chill too. Come say what up on Discord. We're chilling and chatting, having a great time over there. Like I said, I do giveaways. Cowboy Kent's Relish will be in said giveaway this go around, so come say what up and introduce yourself. That's all I got this time. I'm sweating beans out of my pores, so I will see you very soon. And y'all take care now.